Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. Today we're indoors, and I'll explain why we're indoors. Well, partially because it's raining, but anyway, we're continuing our journey through the book of Mark, and what we are doing now is just going over Mark chapter 8, verses 34 through 38. And if you remember the last time, we're breaking this up into four parts. The first part we talked about last week yesterday was to take up your cross and follow me. The second one, which we're going to be talking about today, is whoever desires to save his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for God's sake will save it. The third day, which is tomorrow, what will it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his own soul? And the fourth day is whoever is ashamed of me, I will be ashamed of him. Let me read the whole for 4 verses there of chapter 8, verses 34 through 38. And I'm reading again from the New International Version. It says this: Then he called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. We talked about that yesterday. Verse 35, for whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? If anyone is ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man will be ashamed of them when he comes in his Father's glory with his holy angels. All right, so let me reread verse 35, which we're focusing on today, and it's this. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it. It's kind of called what we would call the upside down kingdom. Hey, my son is reading a book. What do you know? It's right here. I haven't read it yet, but this is the book he's reading. The upside down, the kingdom that turned the world upside down is that. But another title, a good title would be The Upside Down Kingdom, and I'm sure there's another book written like that. The thing is, the things that we want to achieve and we think are the greatest things is not what God thinks is the greatest things. And what we think is the lowliest things is what God thinks is great. So God said, whoever wants to lose, who will lose their life for my sake, will gain it. We'll have eternal life, but we'll be serving Christ here. But whoever wants to be great here, they're going to lose their eternal life. So you can see behind me, we're in my office today. I've been in a lot of races over the years. Not that many years, probably 10 years. And every time you do a race, you get a medal. And yeah, so up above here is all bib numbers for the different races. I don't know. There's probably over 100 there, I believe. And then all the medals with all the different races from not too many 5Ks, but running races all the way up to ultra marathon, and then triathlon all the way up to Ironman. Here's the Disney marathon race I did last year at Daytona, and I don't even. Oh, here was the last. No, second Ironman I did was here. So anyway, all those things. But at the end of my life, they're gonna be worthless. Okay. Are my kids going to want them? No, probably not. They mean a lot to me because I work so hard to get them. But at the end of my life, they're going to go into the garbage dump. Okay, so the things that I think are so great in this life that, I got to achieve this, and I've got these medals to show for it and everything. Those things that I think are great, in the end, it's like, who cares, At my funeral, no one's going to go, oh, wow, he was a great athlete. He did Ironman. Who cares? There's more important things than that. And God, he's not going to care when I get to heaven, and there's the question, if Jesus is there and says, why should I let you into heaven? The answer is not going to be because I did Ironman or because I, made money or did all this stuff. No, it's because I received Jesus into my heart and I had salvation through Jesus. That's the only thing. So, and to have that humility to surrender to Christ. is the thing that's going to change. And so it's an upside down kingdom. What we think is great here and all important, all these things are like, oh, it's so great, but they're not. They're worthless in the end. And in eternal life, you know what? These metals, they look like they're gold, but they're painted gold or whatever. They're worthless. And the thing is, the streets in heaven are paved with gold. It's that abundant that they pave the streets with gold. And we're, here painting these awards, to look like gold, but it's not. It's worthless. So that's the thing today is kind of the upside down kingdom. Whoever wants to save his life will lose it, and whoever will lose their life for my sake will gain it in the end. So remember that today, and we will continue our journey through the book of Mark in chapter 8 again tomorrow, verses 34 through 38, looking at the third day. All right, we'll see you then. Blessings.